What's up, YouTube universe? I'm Dash, and welcome to How to Transit. This week's episode will actually be about SEPTA once again, and we'll be talking about 5 facts about SEPTA that you did not already know. Well, you might actually know these if you knew I had a second channel called The Dash Official, as I recorded this back in 2023. But if you didn't, shh, don't spoil it for those who did. Wait, I said that backwards. Anyway, before we get into this video, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to Dash Transit as we'll be posting more videos more often. Remember to ring that notification bell so that you're notified when we do. Now, topping the list of things that you didn't already know is that the SEPTA lettered routes used to be a very important part of the SEPTA bus system. You see, back before SEPTA existed, the city of Philadelphia was served by this transit company called the Philadelphia Rapid Transit Company. Now, this company primarily operated trolley service until the 1940s, in which the Philadelphia Transit Company would take over the operations. During this time, the tide started to change as more and more bus routes were created. But back then, since the trolley lines primarily operated the system, they used letters to identify the bus service instead, as in Route 2 would be a trolley line, but Route B would be a bus. It wasn't until the 1950s where the overlap began and trolley lines would become bus routes. The 42 trolley would become the 42 bus, and slowly over time, newly created bus routes would begin receiving numbers instead of letters. By the 1960s, when SEPTA finally took over, 2 PTC lettered bus routes would be merged into a numbered bus route, but they would still operate buses. In the 1980s, SEPTA would double down on this and begin changing bus routes from letters into numbers, with the last changes happening in the 1990s. Simply put, the letter routes that exist today are relics from the past and nothing more. Hey, this is 2025 Dash here. I just want to make an amendment to this. So this was recorded back in 2023. So technically at the time, there was lettered bus routes outside of Route K. But as of February of this year, all those lettered bus routes were converted to numbers. And the K bus, being the last one remaining, will change whenever they decide to go forward with the bus revolution changes. And that's when the K will become the 26. Technically, this fact is still true as of today, but I know that some people are going to say, oh, well, actually. So this is me getting ahead of the curve and saying, yeah, back in 2023, this was true. But today is not as true, but it's still true. Okay, thanks. Carry on. This next fact still applies to today. Fact number 2. SEPTA operates more of their original streetcar lines than any other system in the entire country. In the United States overall, transit companies discontinued traditional streetcar service in favor of diesel buses. But SEPTA's predecessor, the Philadelphia Transit Company, did not do this. By the time SEPTA took over in 1964, there were still 13 streetcar lines still operating in the streets of Philadelphia and 2 streetcar lines in Delaware County, making for a total of 15. This would stay the case until the 1980s, when SEPTA would do massive service cuts throughout the system, taking the number of lines from 15 to 10. In 1992, all lines that did not use the subway surface tunnel in Center City will be temporarily operating as bus, bringing the total number of lines down to 7. At this point, the Muni in San Francisco would officially operate more lines, as they had 8 of their original lines. But then, in 2005, by some stroke of luck, SEPTA restored service on the 15, which would bring the total number of original lines back up to 8. In San Francisco, which would have originally have been tied, discontinued the E and merged the K with the T, bringing the total number of original lines in San Francisco down to 6. Muni actually has 8 streetcar lines total, so the total number of lines is still the same. This change made SEPTA the agency with the most original streetcar lines in operation in the United States. Here's the third fact. No, not C, but you'll get that later. SEPTA currently has the oldest livery in the state of Pennsylvania. What does that mean? Well, the current livery dates back to 1996, introduced on the Nabby and American Icarus buses, as well as then overhauled Neoplan buses. This version, introduced on the Nabby buses, was only used on the Nabbies from 1996 to 2002. But there was a different version without the black windows and the SEPTA logo on the back window, which was used on overhauled Neoplan buses, as well as all future bus orders starting in 1996. SEPTA's current livery is 26 years old as I speak, which predates the oldest livery otherwise in the state of Pennsylvania by 2 years. Catabus in State College, for example, has been using the same livery that they have now since 1998. And if not for SEPTA, this actually would have been the oldest livery in the state. So SEPTA, it's time to modernize. If Altoona can modernize their livery, SEPTA can too. Fourth fact, SEPTA is the only agency in the entire state of Pennsylvania that has not operated any Gillig buses. Well, except for agencies that don't even operate full-size buses. I mean, this isn't a fact that no one knew, because everyone knew that SEPTA never operated Gilligs, but they're the only one who never even tried them in the entire state. Even our closest neighbors in Pottstown operate Gillig buses. Even State College, Catabus, a system that prides itself in operating New Flyer CNG buses, has a small fleet of Gilligs. And now, finally, fact number last. SEPTA and PATCO, which both serve Philadelphia, are the only agencies based in Pennsylvania that operate heavy rail and commuter rail service. That's right, the Market Frankford line and the Broad Street line, as well as PATCO and the Norristown High Speed line, are the only heavy rail lines in the entire state of Pennsylvania. SEPTA Region Rail is still the only commuter rail service that you're going to get as well. I mean, Pennsylvania does have tourist railroads, but that's not the same as a commuter railroad. There's also Amtrak, but that's not based in Pennsylvania, so that's point 2 for SEPTA. Fact check me if you may, but no other agency in the entire state operates heavy rail lines, even circumstantially. Oh, you think Pittsburgh does? Nope. Allentown doesn't even have rail service. So if anyone ever tells you that SEPTA is lacking in subway and elevator service, you can respond by saying that SEPTA is the only agency in the entire state of Pennsylvania to even have heavy rail service. And that was 5 things about SEPTA that you did not know. Did you notice that instead of me saying fact number 3, I said fact number C? Did you learn anything else today? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. Peace out. Anyway, shout out to channel members Mustafa Humphreys, Zenith Harris, Jermon A. Barrios, Penny Manigault, and Derek Big Poppy Tona Higgins.